Okay. Inner tools. The module inner tools is a standard library that contains several functions that are useful in functional programming. One type of function it produces is infinite iterators. The function count counts up infinitely from a value. The function cycle infinitely iterates through an iterable, for instance, a list or string. The function repeats an object either infinitely or a specific number of times. Example, run the code, see how it works.
Okay. So we've done this, and we don't have to define I, but then when we're doing the count 3, it's defining the i's count starting at 3 and then print I, and is whatever the number I currently is on. So starting at 3, and then if I is greater than or equal to 11, then break. So it just keeps going after starting at 3 until it gets to 11. So any questions on that? Okay. So, the first one, so fill in the blanks to import the cycle function from the itertools module from itertools import cycle. Okay, Brian, can you read this one?
Inner tools. There are many functions in inner tools that operate on iterables in a similar way to map and filter. Some examples: take while takes items from an iterable, while a predict function remains true. Change combines several interims into one long one. Accumulate returns the running total value of an iterable. Run the code, see how it works.
Okay. So with this one, we've got accumulate in range 8 is nums, and then we print nums. So now let's go back to this one. So accumulate returns a running total of the values in the iterable. Okay. And take while takes items from iterable while predicate functions remain true. So looking at this one, so here's the original result, and then with the take while, it's doing the lambda of x, so whatever the number is. If it's less than or equal to 6, then it's gonna print it. So after doing accumulate, it's only doing the numbers that are less than 6. So there we go. Go ahead, answer the next one. fill in the blanks to take the numbers from a list while they are even using the take while function. From iter tools, import take while, lambda, and there you go. Patricia, can you read this one?
Yeah, I can. Iter tools. There are also several combinatoric functions in iter tools, such as product and permutation. These are used when you want to accomplish a task with all possible combinations of some items. And then run the code, see how it works. And then ordering. Imagine you're given a list of items and need to find all the possible orders of the items through iter tools.
Okay, so go ahead, work on this and raise your hand once you're done. I'll give y'all a hint on this one. It's easier and more straightforward than y'all are thinking. There's still a lot of you working on it, but Roger, would you mind doing screen share and sharing your answer?
Yeah. I gotta get back to the page. I had to go back a couple pages to figure it out.
Okay.
Whoops. So just the result equals list permutation and then all the items and then just print the result.
Good. And again, what permutations does is it's just gonna give you every possible order with the stuff you've got. All right, good. And you have to put it in a list or else it's not gonna work. Good. So I feel like I skipped over this too fast. So let me go ahead and so on this one, so with the accumulate, right? So what I did here is just so you could see, it'll make more sense to you this way. You put, if you just do range 8, right? And you run that, right? So you get 0 through 7, right? But then accumulate range 8. So it takes range 8 and goes over each one, and it adds the current number to whatever the total was already, right? So 0 plus 0, well, that's 0. Add 1 to that, add 1 to 0, and you get 1. Add 2 to 1, and you get 3. Add 3 to 3, and you get 6. 4 to 6, 10, 5 to so on and so forth, right? All the way till you get to 7, and 21 equals 28, right? So that's accumulate. It's just gonna keep adding up whatever your current number is plus the new number on the thing, right? And then so and then your take while is just gonna, whatever you pass into it, it's gonna only output whatever fits the, the lambda there. So again, any questions on that? No, went over it quickly before, but any questions?
Now, when you're using the stuff like this, is there any way to see what it actually does? It's kind of like I know in DOS you put the little question mark and it'll tell you what are the commands they have. Is there a way to tell what's in inner tools and like what it does?
What's in inner tools? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like if you were to import the permutations, right?
Uh-huh.
Is there any way to see what the permutation does in the actual coding?
Yeah, it depends on what code editor you're using, but like Visual Studio, I don't know if it'll do that. It tells you a lot, so let's actually try that out. Hold on. Oh wait, no. Let's just go with accumulate. I don't know if I spelled that right. This is the AT. Okay, good. So then like when you're trying to do like regular expressions or like certain functions or whatever, it usually tell you what inputs it is. So let's find out if this tells you. So wait, test 2. Okay. No, it's not one to tell you. But like, so like if you type, sometimes it'll tell you, so like, well, actually, maybe that's just on functions you write. I don't know, but so like mail. Wait, I don't know. So mail dot send mail. So like here, Wait, do I have that imported? That should work. Why is it not wanting to tell me? Normally it'll pop up with a little window right here saying like what goes where, but apparently my Visual Studio is not wanting to do that right now. So never mind. I can't give you an example of that. But sometimes Visual Studio will pop up and explain like what needs to go where and stuff. And apparently sometimes it doesn't. So best bet, if you want to use something and you don't know, just Google it. And get the answer from W3 Schools. Does that help?
Yeah, I mean that's basically what I've been doing. But I mean, I usually when you're coding, it's nice to hear it from the horse's mouth when you can actually see it on the code itself. Because sometimes the code doesn't match what you're doing with what their example is.
Yeah. Yep. All right, but moving on. Dang it. Back. Okay, what is the output of this code? From itertools, import product. So then we've got 1 and 2, and we're doing range 3. So it's gonna go up to 3 and then combine these two, 1 and 2, because that's what's in A, and put it in a list, and then get the total n ends up being 6. So now on to the quiz. Go ahead, answer the first question in the quiz. Okay, what's the result of this code? It's 2. Okay. What is the result? Oh, dang it, I gave this one away. Oh, well. Well, it's 8. Go ahead, answer the next one. Okay, fill in the blanks to calculate the expression x times x plus 1 using an anonymous function, and then call it for the number 6. So we do a lambda, and x, define x, and then x times x plus 1, and pass in 6. Darn it. Fill in the blanks to leave only even numbers in the list. So filter lambda x is x floor 2 equals 0. So it's only gonna, if it's divisible by 2, so even numbers, then it's gonna print it what we passed in. All right, do the next one. Okay, drag and drop from the options below to print only items in the set A that are not in set B. A minus B. Okay. So go ahead and start on this and raise your hand.
Hey, Brent, I can't figure it out.
Okay, well, there's still a few more people. We'll wait till a few more people get it done and then we'll pull it up.
Okay.
Okay, so a lot of you are done. So, Mike, would you mind sharing your answer?
I can share what I stole because I
Okay,
could not figure out the answer on my own. I legitimately tried for a while, then I just gave up.
okay.
Let me get to it. So this is what I got, but like I said, I ended up just looking up online how people got to it, and I found an answer that worked. But frankly, this one felt really over my head.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a good way to go about it. Did anybody else have a different answer? Here, I'll show y'all my way. I went about it a little different. So what I did was not what they were looking for, because they were looking for you to use some of the things you just learned, but I did it the way I normally program, which is just this. So basically what I did is I just did a while loop with, X, and X, just plus equals 1 is while it's less than the number that you're going that they input, right? And then I just have it print the list X, and then if it's the first time, add 1 to I, and then turn first time to false, and then if not, then each time I just appended the list to print I plus the list minus 1. So like basically as the list builds, right? Okay, so each time it's adding the next number, which is the number it currently is, plus the one behind it. So like if we were building out this list, it'd go 0, 1. Well, it started with 0, 1, and then 2, 3, and then so on and so forth. Each of this other one is just taking the one currently behind the list and adding to it. Did anybody else do it a different way than me or Mike? Sandra, you did? Okay, can you do share screen?
That's right. Throw yourself to the wolves.
Yeah. I gotta be somehow in the game, right? Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
All right. So that's how I came up with it, and it worked.
Good. You want to explain your answer?
No,
Okay.
don't ask me how I got to it, because I was catching up this morning, and so I'm like, my brain is fried. But
Okay. Well, basically you did a recursive algorithm that just kept calling upon itself and stuff. And yeah, but anyway,
as long as it works, I'm good.
yeah, as long as it works, you're good. Anybody else do it a different way? Nope. Okay. Well, then moving on. Actually, we only have 5 minutes left. We might as well start object-oriented programming tomorrow so that it's all together. that's a good place to stop. So I'm going to log off and I'll be right back.